Sacco and Felice, New York and New Jersey's premier attorneys at law. Their team brings decades of experience across a wide range of practice areas. Whatever life brings, they're your legal team. From everyday matters to complex cases, they've got you covered with the experience you need and the results you want. Because when life gets complicated, they make it simple. SaccoFelice.com. SACCOFILLAS.com. 2 C's, 2 L's.
Sunday morning. Well, happy Easter. Senator George Borrello from Western New York, and it looks like a great day, and from Chautauqua County. Give us an update. Give us an update what's going on in our state.
Well, first of all, happy Easter to you and your listeners on this, holiest of Christian holidays. And today I would like to talk about, even in deep blue New York, we are now seeing a new Siena poll that says majority of New Yorkers favor the idea of having to verify your citizenship and show an ID in order to vote in elections in New York. Yeah, this is really was a shocker to the pollsters at Siena. My personal opinion is Siena typically oversamples Democrats. So the fact that this still shows a majority of New Yorkers, including a vast majority of Republicans and independents, think that people should have to do something basic, show an ID to vote, and prove your citizenship. So this is really an 80-20 issue nationwide. 80% plus of Americans believe that you should have to show an ID to vote. And then when it comes to the citizenship, look, the Democrat talking points is that, what about married women who have to change their name? Again, it's a red herring. It's a ridiculous argument. First of all, if you're already registered, this isn't going to impact you. So we're talking about someone who has never been registered to vote that gets married and has to chooses to change their name. So they're trying to hit this narrow target. But the reality is they know that if we have to secure our elections, it's probably going to cost them some seats. And that's why they are opposed to this. They want to talk about voter suppression. But we need to secure the integrity of our elections, first and foremost. That is job number one. It's not that everybody votes. It's the fact that we have to make sure that people have confidence in our elections. And that is lacking right now. Nearly half the country has an issue with their confidence in our elections.
That's what we need, is confidence that every American feels when they go to vote, that one vote, one American, and we know that. What were the statistics? You have any ideas?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, right now it is about, overall in New York, it's about 55% of New Yorkers that are in favor of that. So again, a clear majority in this Siena poll. And then when you break it down to Republicans and Democrats, Republicans are about 82% in favor, independents about 65%. So that's so again, overwhelming majority feel that you should have to show your ID to vote. And by the way, there's very few things you can do here in this country that doesn't require showing an ID. From buying cold medicine to boarding an airplane. By the way, remember when we had the big snowstorm in New York City and Mamdani needed to have 3 forms of ID to come shovel snow for the city of New York? So how is that not racist that you have to show ID? And this whole argument that somehow the people are just not able to get an ID. It's just insulting. It's insulting to people of color. It's insulting to the voters, and it's insulting the intelligence of every New Yorker who believes that fair and secure elections are the most important thing. And that, to me, is the number one point.
Question: the governor has been saying that she wants to reform climate stuff that makes business easier. Have you heard anything on any progress on that?
Well, that is the battle right now that's going on in Albany. We're going to head back next week. Of course, the budget is late officially. April 1st came and went. And now this is the battle, is the climate agenda. But here's the thing. Kathy Hochul, all she wants to do is she wants to get herself through this November election. She's basically said that she's still committed to these ridiculous boondoggle green energy projects. She's still committed to the radical climate agenda. She just needs a little bit more time. Well, a little more time isn't going to fix the problem. The energy companies are not investing in New York State. They're not opening up new power plants, that's for sure. They're not investing in infrastructure. And that's because the Democrats and the governor have said, you're going to be out of business, whether it's in the next 6 years or 16 years. It's not enough time for people to want to invest billions upon billions of dollars in electrical infrastructure. And she knows that when she's trying to get reelected, there may very well be rolling blackouts in New York City this summer, and she can't afford that politically. And that's it. This is just her trying to buy herself some time, giving herself a literal extension cord, if you will, to get her through the November election. Don't be fooled, folks. That's all this is.
Understood. What else? Easter, I mean, we're coming into the summer. I mean, tell us, what do people want? I mean, the price of gasoline is up. Hopefully it goes down real soon. And we want interest rates to go down, and we have some obstacles in Washington. What is it going to take to do to have business people happy in the rest of the state?
Well, look, New York State sheds more people that pay taxes and more jobs and more, quite frankly, more productive people than any other state in the nation. We've lost billions and billions of dollars of taxable dollars to states like Florida and Texas. And by the way, the number one state that we lose to is New Jersey, right across the border. So it's not about the weather. It's not even about the taxes. It's just about a fairer system. New York State, unfortunately, is run by a lot of bureaucrats. You have the trial lawyers who are fighting back against trying to save money on car insurance so that they can have unlimited, personal injury settlements. Things like that make it hard to do business here, as you know, John. I mean, taxes are high. Every obligation when it comes to regulations, the cost of everything, the cost of workers' comp insurance, which is about 10 times more than the state of Pennsylvania. This is why it's difficult to do business here, and more people are choosing not to. Quite frankly, who's coming to New York with their own money and only their own money to do anything? We have to bribe people to come to New York State in order to do anything. And that's the part that should really be the canary in the coal mine for everyone. If you're not being handed billions of dollars, you're not coming to New York State to build anything. And all those costs fall on the taxpayers, on the folks that are paying their property taxes, their income taxes. And they're the ones supporting these companies that come in, gobble up the taxpayer subsidies, and then sometimes they just eventually leave. That's what should trouble every New Yorker.
Well, Senator George Borrello, thank you so much for coming on, and happy Easter. Enjoy your family for the day, and
you too as well.
And God bless New York, and God bless America, and let's hope for better conclusions. And
absolutely. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
This is Roger Stone for American Sovereign Bullion. Since 2020, the U.S. dollar has lost over 20% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to rise. Call 844-272-2428 or go to asbgold.com now to get your free gold and silver guide and learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver delivered to your door or held in a gold IRA today. So go to asbgold.com now. Don't wait for the markets to drop. That's asbgold.com.